So we were just doing the Airtrack. We hadn't started doing Airflares yet, and we started when Bobak and Barmak got hold of this video that Etherrock shot when he went to Germany to check out Storm and Battle Squad and everybody. And this guy just loved Battle Squad. He was you can hear him on the video talking shit about Little Caesar and Air Force crew and saying how they ain't got nothing on these guys, Battle Squad. It's hilarious. On this video we saw some anonymous guy, this black guy, German black guy, and to this day we have no idea what his name was, but he did flare and then spun in the air and then caught and then went to like half a windmill out of it, and we were like, fuck. You know, we had never seen that. It's something that we dreamed about. Everybody dreams about the move before they do it, before they see it, you know. And we found out that it was called an air track because, you know, in Europe they call halos tracks. It was like a halo but higher, you know, in the air. So hence the name air track. So Bobak has started practicing it, and then when I met them, they showed us the video, and we're like, oh my god, that's it, we gotta learn that. You know, no one's doing that. We've got to get it before anybody else and try to do combos with it and stuff. So we did. Bobak learned it by itself. He couldn't really do a combo with it, but he could do like, you know, windmill into it, flare into it, and he was doing it on his elbow. The first guy to ever do it on his elbow back in 1995, that I know of, at least. And then when we met, you know, I learned it the first try. The first time I tried it, I got it, went all the way around. And then I started messing with it, you know, and Carlos, Inferno, he learned it, and then he got it out of, he got, you know, the elbow air track really well. He did better with elbow air tracks. He never got the normal one with the hand, but he got, you know, windmill into it and everything, again, 1995. And then, you know, Ivan was also trying to learn it. So we would, Ivan and I would compete a lot to see who would get air track into windmills first, because that was the big dream, you know, to get into windmills first. Because once you get into windmills, then you could do everything else. But windmill is the easiest move to get out of an air track, you would think, you know. Back then anyway. Now people do two airflares before they do windmills. So I know beginners that can do two airflares, but they can't do windmills. It's crazy. But back then, you know, we figured windmills were the easiest thing to do out of an air track. So Ivan and I would compete all the time. So he got it first, you know. He was just doing it. He would do it to windmill, but he would kick both his feet on the floor and then go to windmill anyway. You know, which doesn't count. That's not right. So I actually got it first, you know, in 1996, early 96. I could already do it into windmills, and you know, I remember we were messing around in Chase's garage. Chase is a former member of the crew that I mentioned. A lot of people do know Chase. You know, it used to be 10 years ago. Every time a crew came to LA from Hawaii or from somewhere, from out of town, always went to Chase's house, because Chase had this big garage and a nice floor. Always go to Chase's house to practice. It was very, very well known. All the Air Force crew went there, Flawmaster and everybody went there, Rocksteady Hawaii went there to stay there. Everyone knew Chase and Chase's garage, but no one knows Chase now. we had this little play battle at Chase's house. It was me and Ivan and Iron Monkey and Inferno and Chase and Javier, another former member of the crew. 3-on-3, just fucking around. And I did it. I think I did windmill air track, windmill 90. And Ivan looked at me like, he looked at me like, oh man. So I did get it before him, and then I started to mess with other things, like I would do it and catch and planche, catch on my hands to stop, because I had the strength to do it. And then I would catch it and then try to do a second one, And I could do two. It was ugly, but I did two. I did one, stop, and another one, and fall. But I did two in 1996, and at the time this was not heard of. No one had even thought of that. When I did it at one of the Radiotron 6, when Renegades battled Stat Elements. Stat Elements 1 became famous. I did it there, and no one knew what it was, really. No one knew what had happened. Actually, no, I lied. It was Radiotron 7. It was right after that. Radiotron 6, I did it off one hand for the first time, and that was also new. Nobody knew what it was, except for one person, that was Sway from Renegades. Sway came up to me and was like, dude, you did an air track off one hand. He was the only guy that got it. The only guy in the whole channel that knew what I was doing. Everybody else was like, oh, they just didn't even think about it. They just looked at what I did after, because they didn't understand what it was at the time. Air track was so new. And so, Radiotron 7, then I did 2, and then later that year, all kinds of stuff started to happen. I started to get it to the walks that I do, merry-go-rounds and all that, and then used little walks, scorpions and everything, and crickets, turtles, all that stuff. And then Inferno started to get really good at the elbow air track. He would do windmill elbow air track over and over and over. He could do it like 4 or 5 times. Again, 1997. And then, this is on tape, this is Radiotron 9 in 97. He did windmill elbow air track into flare. Now, when it happened, nobody cheered, nobody said anything, because they thought it was a halo, because the elbow air track is pretty, your hand is kind of low, like your hand is close to the floor, so maybe it's a little hard to tell. But if you watch the tape closely, then maybe you slow motion, then you can see it, like his hand's not on the floor, it's several inches off the floor, and he did an elbow air track, and he caught it, bam, right into flare, 97, when, no one had even done airflare to flare yet, nothing like that. So that was amazing. To us, it was amazing. To everybody else, it was like, oh, whatever, he did a halo.